Hello guys, welcome back to another movies roundup of the month. This is August's and a little bit of July, but I'm just calling it August because, yeah, this month's been a mental month. I've tried to catch up on so many movies, of course, and watch loads of new ones, so let's rank them. As always, every single movie that I will talk about here, I have actually done an entire dedicated video for, so if you want to go and check that dedicated video out, please do. So here we go then. I have a lot of films to get through. Like I say, some of these videos are actually released in July. I think there was only like 3 movies I actually released in July, so I've just added those 3 into this month. So, bottom of the pile, 1.5 star, I gave to Meg 2, The Trench. The worst film of the month of August, definitely for me, was Meg 2. It had no pizzazz, no nothing. The only thing I gave a 1.5 stars to was the fact that I saw it in 4K, which most people won't do, of course. But I think the 4K experience was the best 4K experience I've ever had. It did genuinely feel like I was on a roller coaster, like on a ride. I was literally falling out of the seat, like I was sliding down. But the film was absolute poop. The film was absolutely terrible. There was nothing beneficial in the film, and watching the first Meg film the night before just felt like I was watching exactly the same film again. I did prefer Meg 2 just because of that experience, but Meg 1 was dire. Jason Statham, like, he's the only good thing about this film, but again, how he actually ended it with the shark was exactly the same as what happened in the first one. And even Meg 2 being like them down in the trench, that's what they did in the first one. They went down into the trench because they had to go through the nitrogen cloud thing and then back up. So it's exactly the same. Don't understand it. 1.5 stars. Yeah. Coming in then at 12th place, we have Haunted Mansion. And again, I gave this a 1.5 star. Just put this a little bit above because, you know, it was much more, the story was more meaningful and the actual film was a film. But that's it. Like, there was, the acting performances I thought were quite corny. All of the, you know, the product placements throughout the film was quite frankly ridiculous. Like, the amount of product placements that was in the film. You normally get 1 or 2. In this, we had 3, 4, 5, 6. It was ridiculous. It was Burger King, it was Baskin Robbins, we had CBS, Peacock, all of these things just cropping up and they just dropping these names in. And it's very unlike Disney to do this. A good cast, you know, Owen Wilson, but I think most of the performances were a bit bland. Owen Wilson, Rosario Dawson, Danny DeVito. We also had voice acting there from Jared Leto, again, bland. It was just one of those filler films. And again, like I said about it, I criticised like the film as a whole. The film should have been released at Halloween because there's never films out for kids at Halloween. There's loads of horrors out, but none for kids. Why did they release A Haunted Mansion 2 months before Halloween? They should have waited 8 weeks and put it out. You know, yeah, they're probably going to do Disney Plus marketing for Halloween. That's probably what they're going to do now. But still, they should have put it in cinemas for Halloween. Anyways, there it is. In 12th place, The Haunted Mansion. Next then, in 11th place, we gave a 2 star to The Dive. Now, again, this was a dive. But it was a slightly better dive than Meg 2. The film was similar to Fall. If you've seen Fall, it's the movie where these 2 girls climb up and then they got to get back down and they get trapped, and it's one of those type of films, you know. So these 2 girls go diving and one of them gets stuck and the other one got to go up and down and has got to like look at her like oxygen levels and then go and get more oxygen tank and then come back down. But then also because it's a dive, like you got like the pressure, you have to like stop for a bit and then go up and stop for a bit, which she didn't do because obviously she's in a hurry. It's like an emergency. The story itself was okay. It was just very simple and very bland, but I just criticised like the actual film itself. Like, I think the dive concept was a good concept, but not in practice because the screen was pitch black most of the time. Like, it was just a torch on the screen. It was really hard to watch, really hard to be engaged in. And that led to it being really, really boring and dumb and ugly and just not entertaining. So I gave it a 2 star. It was always going to be really, but it never hit the heights of like Fall for me, which I really enjoyed. Coming in at 10th place then, now I watched this a little bit later than everyone. I think I actually put it up on the channel 2 weeks ago. This is Hypnotic. Now this is a movie starring Ben Affleck and it's directed by Robert Rodriguez. Basically all about like hypnotizing and stuff, and Ben Affleck's character is like a police officer. His daughter goes missing. He's like at the park watching her, then he looks one way and then looks back and his daughter's gone. Where the hell's she gone? It's all about these genes, all about hypnotizing, all about this thing. It was like, I think in the tagline it said something like Inception 2 or something like that. I remember seeing and being really intrigued. Now I would have always gone to see it because I love Ben Affleck. I think he's really good at what he does. But that's it. This film is just that. There's some good scenes in it. There's some good action. There's some good, like, you know, effects and all that. And the concept is really good. It just wasn't executed very well. The performances I thought were really good. Some of the stunt work looked really cool. But it just wasn't executed like how it should have been, in my opinion. So that's why I gave it a 3 star. It's very mid-range for me. But, you know, like a nice afternoon film watch, you know, something easy to watch. That was that, but that's it. I'm going to watch it for a while now. So, yeah, 3 star. Coming in then at number 9, this is the big release, which has actually taken a lot of money, which I didn't even realise. And this is a Disney Pixar film, Elemental. Now, you guys know me. I love my Disney Pixar films. And I gave Elemental a 3 star. Yeah, it's a very mid-level Pixar film for me. Doesn't set me alight. Excuse the pun. It actually damps me out. God alive. It's all about fire and water, and they get on all these different elements and how elements are not meant to mix. And the concept is really cool, but I found it quite simple. You know, Firetown is Firetown, and they're like basically like the slums type of thing. And, you know, they feel like the slums water people are like superior, and the water's going to come out and just like wipe them all out. And obviously somebody who's fire falls in love with, you know, Ember, and they want to be together, but they can't, because when fire gets too close to water, it boils up. It's a cool concept. It's definitely a Pixar concept, but I just could put it in the mid-range 3 star. It's not like the elite of Pixar, but it's not the dog shit, in my opinion. So yeah, Elemental, 9th, 3 star. In at 8th then is the final 3 star, and this is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I really wanted to watch all the Indiana Jones and review them and stuff like that, so I will do that one day, maybe when it comes out on 4K and stuff. But going to see this in the cinema, yeah, I put it as a 3 star. Just didn't set me alight. Wasn't my favourite Indiana Jones film at all. It was a bit boring, to be honest with you. I found it to be quite dull. You know, nobody, in my opinion, was asking for another Indiana Jones movie, just as much as nobody's asking for various other movies. But we get them anyways. It's 2023. They love to just bring things back and get the original actors back. And it's very unnecessary, in my opinion. And I think this was a prime example of it. I thought Phoebe Waller-Bridge in the film was quite good. You know, people just said that her performance wasn't great, but you know, it is what it is. Like, she's decent, and it was okay. So that's why I gave it a 3. It was average. It was a nice film to watch, but you know, it's not gonna blow people away. Like, it didn't take much money at all. So yeah, 8th of the month, Indiana Jones. Top 7 then now, and in at number 7, I have put Strays. I gave it a 3.5 star. Slightly better time than Indiana Jones for me, because I think just the pure entertainment factor, like, obviously it's not a fantastically looking movie. It's 2 dogs voiced by Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell. Basically dirty dogs, really, in terms of just like language and all that, but it's just funny, you know. It was just a good, entertaining experience, and I said in the review that we still need films like this in the cinema. We need these comedies. And to be honest, there was more people in the cinema watching Strays than there was Indiana Jones when I went to see it. And I went opening night for both of them. The fact of the matter is, more people are interested in these type of films, and I'll say what you will about society, but you know, it was a fun film. I gotta give it to 3.5 star. It looked good on the trailer. There was definitely more funny things in the film that wasn't in the trailer, which can be a thing with comedies. You kind of see the film in the trailer, but no, great, loved it. Definitely recommend go and see Strays. But I give it a 3.5 star. In at number 6 then, now we're getting close to the top level, and here we go. 3.5 star I also gave to Barbie. Now, Barbie is a movie that has taken well over $1 billion now. It is the highest grossing movie of the year. At the time when I watched it and reviewed it, it wasn't as thing, and I think I kind of need to watch it again. I gave it a 3.5 star. I stand by my 3.5 star at the moment, and 3.5 star is not a bad score. People say to me, well, you only gave it a 3.5 star. Yeah, but it's not a bad score. 3.5 is like 6, 7 out of 10. It's still a decent score. You know, it's just not 8, 9 out of 10, in my opinion. Decent movie, good performance acting, obviously, from like Margot Robbie. She's a fantastic actress. Good soundtrack on this film as well. Like, I've been listening to the soundtrack, you know, just on like the speakers and stuff around the house. Like, it's really good soundtrack. It's really engaging, really poppy, really fun. And that's the purpose of the film for me, was really fun. I just criticized some of like the serious stuff that it dealt with in terms of the topics of like, you know, females and all that. And a lot of females I speak to have said that it's very important to actually cover that. And I'm all for it. I'm not one of these who doesn't like it because they don't really talk about the man and all that bull crap. No, it's these films meant to exist. But it's sad to me how in 2023 we have to talk about a film to talk about females. Like, it's just wrong. Like, do you know what I mean? I just thought this film was marketed as a kids film, and I just was a bit taken aback that it wasn't. So, you know, that was my take on the whole thing. But there you go. Number 6. Barbie. Top 5 then now, and we gave a 4-star to Gran Turismo. This is the true story of a guy who basically won a competition on his PlayStation and then turned into a race car driver. It's all about being good at Gran Turismo. The game apparently is like really good. I've played it once or twice, but not in like a simulation thing. Meant to be really good. There was a real tournament. Nissan got this guy in, and boom. Great movie, good stunts, and the stunts are actually done by the actual race driver who the actors portray it. 4-star, thought it was a fab, loved it. Definitely going to be a pickup on the 4K. It's going to have a good soundtrack, I'm sure, with Dolby Atmos. And yeah, top 5 movie for me. It's definitely really good. It wasn't just a sports movie, it was a sports movie with really good story behind it. So for that, I gave it 4-star. In at number 4 then now, top 4, we have Mission Impossible 7, and this is one of the latest movies I've actually reviewed last week. Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning Part 1. I have watched all the Mission Impossibles this month as well, and ranked them all. Like, that has been a challenge in itself. But I gave this a 4-star. Really, really good. Obviously, we get some fantastic stunts and stuff from Tom Cruise. Good performances. Like I said, Hayley Atwell in the movie was not just smoking, but she was a brilliant performance in her role. And again, smoking. But yeah, fantastic film. Rebecca Ferguson. I'm really looking forward to seeing the second one. And yeah, really enjoyed it. Like, I went to the cinema. Many people said in my Mission Impossible like comments and stuff, they were like, you need to go and see the new one in the cinema. I was going to wait for like streaming or something, but so glad I did. You guys definitely made that decision for me. So yeah, number 4, Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning. Number 3 then now, we also gave a 4-star to... And I couldn't go over 4-star. Many people have made this their film of the year. It's not going to be mine. Oppenheimer, starring Cillian Murphy. This is the new Christopher Nolan movie. Obviously Barbieheimer and all that, or whatever it was called. Oppenheimer, great, fantastic film. I think for me personally, everyone's talking about like Cillian Murphy and all that, but for me, it's Robert Downey Jr.'s like movie. He stole the movie in my opinion. I think it was really good. I gave it a 4-star because, you know, when a movie goes over to the 4.5-star, it almost like makes me feel something. When it's a 5-star, I walk out of the film a totally different person, which is why I don't throw 5 stars around and I don't throw 4.5 stars around. I throw 4, 3.5 and 3 because they're all like the 5, 6, 7 out of 10s. When it gets to the 8.5, 9, 10 out of 10s, I've got to be walking out of that cinema feeling something. Like, I've got to be emotionally moved. Do you know what I mean? Oppenheimer didn't. I think Oppenheimer for me was a great artistic movie with a fantastic looking aesthetic and soundtrack and all of that. But it was just missing something for me. And I think what it was missing was, I think it was too long. Like, I just think it was too long. It covered way too much. And in my review, I said there was too many words. Like, there was too much dialogue in the film. If you went to the toilet in that film, you were screwed. Like, totally screwed. You know? And I think you have to be in the type of mood to watch that. It's a good film, nonetheless, but let's be honest, who's going to be clicking that on Netflix when it's just there? Just, we'll watch that. No, you're not going to do that. And if you do, you're going to be on your phone marketplace on Facebook when it's on, and then you're going to be like, look up, and you're like, what's happened? You're not going to know. So, you know, it's a good movie, but in practice, I don't think it's a great movie. But I gave that a 4-star, so that's my number 3, Oppenheimer. Top 2 then now, and yes, 4.5 stars to both of these. And both of these films emotionally moved me. I think both of these films actually are in my, like, not even top 10. I think they're in my top 10, but I think they may be in my top 5, if not top 6 on Letterboxd. Yeah, so both of these films are actually in my top 5. They make up number 4 and number 5 in my 2023 ranking. So I've had a great month with 2 fantastic movies, which are definitely going to be in the top 10 of the year. So, in at number 2 for August, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This is an animated movie by Nickelodeon Cartoon Animation Studios or whatever, and it's a fantastic film. I've got to be honest. I gave it a 4.5 star. It had everything in terms of, you know, the look artistically was amazing. It was up there for me with Spider-Verse. Like, it looked amazing. It was unique. It had its own character, its own style, and a really fantastic voice cast. Post Malone, Ice Cube. The list is just endless. There's so many people. I need to literally open up Letterboxd to actually read out who's in the film because there's so much cast members. We have John Cena, Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne, Giancarlo Esposito, Jackie Chan, Paul Rudd, Ice Cube, Post Malone, Jimmy Donaldson. Mr. Beast is in this film, let me just say. Yeah, brilliant film. It has so much going for it. It was fantastically made, and the fact that it's a first movie for the director, brilliant. Can't wait to see a sequel. Loved it. Definitely recommend Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You highly need to go and watch it. Just go and watch it. It's fab. So yeah, that is number 2 then. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. So in at number 1 is my latest movie review, Talk to Me. So I gave Talk to Me a 4.5 star because it was fantastic. An amazingly made horror movie which didn't feel like a horror movie, if you know what I mean. This film's been out quite a while. It was out in 2022, I believe, at some point, but it's only come to the UK end of July, and basically all of August. It's all about this hand where if you touch this hand, you can see something like a dead person or whatever it is. And then after you say the words, talk to me, so you're like, talk to me, and then you see a dead person. And then if you say let them in or let me in, they then possess the person, and if they're under for so long, things can happen. I think there was a really good story here. I think there was really good vision in this film. There was definitely, you know, questions answered on both ends of the scale, which I'm happy to see they're doing. You've got like the hand, which they're doing, I'm assuming, a prequel on, because they are doing a prequel on how the hand became the hand, I'm assuming. And then they ended it with potential for a sequel. So there's definitely scope for this. I'm really excited. It was a fantastic film. It was 95 minutes long. I will say that. It was a really short film in the grand scheme of things. But that led it, you know, just made the story just go so fast. I went to see it in the cinema. I was the only person in the screen. I think the screen had like 600 seats, maybe 500 seats. And yeah, it was my own screen, basically. It was fantastic. I loved it. And even just all the artistic stuff about it, like the poster there, like with the hand, as you can see. It is, honestly, if you are into like horrors, it is a bit horror-y, it is a bit jumpy, but it's not like a horror like, you know, like Conjuring and all that stuff, like with demons and stuff. It's really, really good. It's well made, and yeah. So there it is. There is my top 13 movies of the month of August and a little bit of June. Yeah, there we go. This is a bumper video, obviously, ranking all of these. But let me know your thoughts down below. Have you seen all of these? Any of them? Do you agree with my scores? Do you think I'm being a bit biased? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.